Okay, EE, I have seen a couple of rounds of your reports, and I'm impressed with a lot of what I'm seeing, and I have some very specific insights here on how to make calculations in this class. So all calculations require labels on all numbers. Okay? If you don't put a label on a number, it doesn't count. And what that means is there's so many different qualities of things that we're talking about that you need to know, like what the labels are, how they work, etc. So I'm going to just do a quick example here with current, charge, and time. So current, you're going to see mainly in milliamps. Charge is going to be coulombs, and then time is going to be seconds or hours. So as you hopefully know by now, the equation for current in terms of charge and time is this, if you, like we talked about in a bunch of classes. So if we were to solve for the charge capacity of a battery, we would say something like this. If I had, let's say that my battery is running for, let's say, 7 hours, and let's say that the current out of my battery was 150 milliamps, okay? The charge out of the battery would be the current times the time, so it would be 150 milliamps times 7 hours. Now, you could write that as, whatever, 1050 or whatever the product is of those two numbers. You could write that as milliampere hours, which is actually kind of a legitimate thing to do. On the other hand, if I ask you to write that in coulombs, you need to do the unit conversion, and you need to do the unit conversion in a way that makes it clear that you understand what each little thing is. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. I'm gonna write the 150 milliamps as 0.15 amps, and an amp is a coulomb per second. Okay, and an hour is 3,600 seconds. So if this is the sort of train track method that you do like you learned in physics, you're going to see here that the seconds cancel, the hours cancel, and the remaining unit is coulombs. Okay, so this would end up being, whatever the product of these three numbers are, that's the number of coulombs. Okay, so it is not true that a milliampere hour is the same thing as a coulomb. You can check your work using an online unit converter like Google or anything like that, but I need to see all the labels in your calculations, and you're gonna find that this engineering teacher is pretty picky about labels and calculations. So make sure that you express them correctly and ask questions about them if you have them.